Tea time. Did you hear about the uprising that's happening among women in the U.S.? You need to pay attention. Women in South Korea have created the 4B movement, which is a firm decision not to engage with men at all. And the women in the U.S. have taken note and are following suit. For years, women in South Korea have been dedicated to their commitment not to date men, not to sleep with them, not to marry them, or even raise any of their children at all. The president of South Korea is begging women to have children because their population is declining so much. This year, schools across South Korea have seen its biggest decline in enrollment for kindergarten and first grade because there are simply no children to enroll. As news of this movement hit the U.S., many women were saying that they are already on the path to disregarding the importance of men in order to balance out gender inequality and other destructive behaviors.
South Korean women have been very clear from day one. They're like, hey, either you get your act together or we are literally eliminating all of this. Like, we are shutting it down. So that's the 4B movement and why I'm so obsessed with it and why I think we should have the 4B movement everywhere.
We have the power to make morons go extinct like dinosaurs. The morons here are just creating mediocrity. They are creating harm to Mother Earth. They're disrespecting the planet. And they are cancer to the planet. We don't need that.
Not every woman is a supporter of the 4B movement coming to the U.S. Some women believe this idea is simply ridiculous.
Funniest thing about the 4B movement is it always comes from women that look more masculine than the men that they're talking about. And you know the exact women I'm talking about that have like the septum piercings, the different color hair, that literally are so far in their masculine role that the men weren't even looking in their direction in the first place. But the other funny part about it is it's another perfect example of how so many women are desperate to constantly compete with men. And it's just another way that these women are trying to one-up men. But the irony is that men have already checked out of marriage. They don't want kids. They find women insufferable because women have literally made it impossible to make them happy.
Many years ago, I learned about a group of men that were doing the exact same thing, turning their backs on relationships with women because they say women don't value or respect them. Now that women are following suit, is this really the right situation for our society to progress? I personally don't think that we should blame men for the destruction and turmoil going on in our society because men are victims too. They're caught up in the same rules that we all are, trying to please society and fit in. Our society isn't going to improve by punishing men. Men actually need the loving guidance of smart women. Do you think women should completely turn their back on men as a way to punish them or balance gender inequality in our society? Leave a comment to let me know. I'm Te-Erika, and follow for more.